there's a feedback that should happen after them. So, the interview it's going to be broken into 3 parts, before the interview. The interview itself. And how do you comport yourself? What you need to know. So the first part is, who are you as a person? What do you want to do? Oftentimes, somebody will tell me, I read chemistry, botany. What do you want to do? The first thing they tell me, madam, any work. I get so upset that I have to make reference to JAMB brochure, and I say, please, is there any part that there's a course called any course in the university? Please, did anybody come out with BSc any course? So why would you tell me you are looking for a job and it's called any work? We know what any work is in the university. You know those people who help us to wash, clothes, do all sorts of jobs for us. That's what we call the any work. There's somebody whose parents have spent money to train you out of the university. Then you come out to tell me you are looking for any work. And I go like, okay, like cleaner, like the tea girl, like security. And the person's face changes. And I go like, oh, you just told me any work. So I'm filling in the blanks for you. And then the person reminds me, I said I have BSc chemistry, but you have said you want any work. You've forgotten your BSc chemistry. So after your BSc chemistry, what next? We're not expecting to give you acid or alkaline outside and be mixing them together and say because you finished with BSc chemistry. So you just be mixing. Are we together?
Yes.
So you understand?
Yes.
When you finish, and that's why I said there's a huge gap. Even when I read computer engineering, the first time I worked with a computer was when I went for my internship in my year 4. Yes. We used to look at the computer in the computer lab, and we had just like 3 students who used to prove like they knew what the computer was all about. It was when I went for IT that I realized that those guys knew nothing. But then, as we were classmates, and we used to look at this guy, control this, this guy is good though. It must have been Bill Gates who taught him himself. So I told my mom, I said, I'm in year 4 computer and I cannot press anything from the computer. And she said she knows what to do to me. So she called some company. My daughter is coming for IT. Fantastic organization. Immediately I walked in, they collected my letter, they said you resume on Monday. 6 months, you said, no problem. On Monday morning, my boss said to me, you're straight from school. What do you know about the computer? I was very honest, nothing. And he said, you know what? He called one person. Can you prepare a laptop, a desktop for her, and put typing tutor, Mavi speaking? I won't forget. Do not despise your days of little beginnings. Yeah. And for 2 weeks, I was on ASDF :LKJ. Who remembers that? It was tough. And the man said to me, this is what you're going to do for the next 2 weeks. And if you don't achieve 60 words per minute, then you cannot proceed to the next level. I started off every morning, ASDF :LKJ, ASD. In fact, when I'm sleeping, I wake up, ASDF :LKJ. I did 80 words per minute at the end of 2 weeks. The man said, oh, you are really ready for the next level? I said, yes, I can't come out a graduate of computer engineering. What would I say tomorrow? And that was the beginning. Fantastic organization. For me, there was no, yes, I had ASU strike. People would complain and say, oh, ASU strike is, what did you do with that strike? For me, I wrote my first set of professional exams in my year 4. Microsoft certified engineer, MCSE. I wrote 3. In fact, I was late for final year for 2 weeks. My HOD said he would not sign me. Registration I had to show him the exam results. That's sad. I wasn't playing in Lagos. This was what I did. My last exam was on Friday. I was in school on Saturday and I'm here on Monday morning just to let you know. And my HOD said, "You mean you have written the Microsoft exam?" I said, "Yes, sir." During class, he now had to tell the whole, said, "Bunmi was late. We thought, she was just playing in Lagos. But do you know what she did with her own strike time? She wrote Microsoft exams." And that was the beginning. I knew I was coming out with a 2-2. I didn't come out with a 2-1. I knew I had to compete with people with 2-1. Those days, if you don't have 2-1, don't bother to do tests. Who knows those days? Yeah. I was sad in my heart, already knowing fully that I was not going to graduate with 2-1. So I knew I had to do what? Work double efforts so that I can compete. By the time I was going for service, the tests we wrote in that company, it was clear. You don't have 2-1. You don't have 2-1. I said, well, let me just attempt. I came out second best. And I did not have the 2-1. So don't let your situation stop you. Yeah. Don't let it weigh you down. Stop hearing bad news. They have said once you have 2-2, you are finished. Third class, there is no hope. You have defeated yourself. By the time people are defeating you, then you're on the ground. You can't even get up any longer. By the time life challenges comes, where would you be? If you are already finished on your own. So and I went on. And I started again. Cisco exams. NYSC year. It even affected when we were supposed to get married. I told my husband, "I'm writing exams." He said, "Okay, we are waiting." Every year, even till we got married, I changed job. In fact, the year I changed the job, my husband ate rice and he was just eating fried egg and bread almost every night. Why? Because I had to read. We put in family funds. So many exams that I wrote that I failed. The road to success is not as easy as the way many people think it is. Yeah. I'm not coming here to tell you, "Oh, and I wrote it, and once." It's a lie. All the professional exams that Bayon talked about, I wrote them nothing less than 2 times. So don't think, "Oh, she's just good. She started early, and that's why." No. Ask my husband. I would cry like I would want to die. I will tell him that we put family funds for me to write my exam and I have failed. And I'll carry my textbook and lock it in my book. And I say I don't want to see those books again. He's the one that will pick me up again. Can we go out? I will sit like someone has died. You don't understand? And I'll tell him, if I have to pass this exam, this is what is coming to me. I see it now. And he says, "Are you sure you still want that thing? Do you still want it?" And I say yes. And you say you start all over again. So I'm not coming here to play lip service. "Oh, writing exams. Oh, where are the exams? Bring it on board." I think it's part of what has molded me today. I don't see failure as stopping me as a barrier any longer. In fact, it tells me once I cross that hurdle, there's something special coming along the way. So tell yourself that. When you see anything going to stop you, tell yourself it wants to stop you because it doesn't want you to get that special thing. And I can tell you, since I wrote my project management professional exams, I think over 1,000 Nigerians have paid for me to train them. So how much did I use for the training and exam and the second exam? And how much have I seen? So many people's dreams will have stopped. Are we together?
Yes.
So, and that's, it was an organization where I worked that, I was like the youngest in the unit when they just started. And anytime we want to recruit, my boss goes to, "So, Bunmi, who do you think will work with HR to get the shortlisting done?" It has to be you. So go to HR and sort it. Okay, ma'am. And that's how I got into HR. Some people would have grumbled. Some people would have said it's not part of my job description. I was working as a project manager and not as HR at all. But I was in a department that needed to recruit people, but somebody needed to do the job, and I was always pushed to do the job. And then I'll sit with the person, let's do it this way, let's do it this way. And I'll ask questions. Okay, as HR, what do you used to do when you want to do this? She'll tell me. It's okay. So let's work with some indices. And that's how I learned it, I would say by accident. And based on that, I'll call on my friends. You know, there's an opening here. Send me your CV. When I look at the CV, I say, is this a CV? In fact, some of my friends hate sending their CVs to me. Bunmi said you should send CV. Bunmi, it's PhD. That's what they call me. Because Bunmi will scrutinize the CV like you want to use it to collect government job. Exactly. Because by the time you send it, I say, no, this is dead on arrival. This CV has nothing. This CV carries nothing. It says nothing. Nobody's going to look at this CV. Some used to be paid. Some took it as, you know, that's just permission. We tell you as it is. But I'm telling you not as HR, but I'm telling you because I've worked with HR. I'm not the one who's going to shortlist you, but I want your CV to get there, and people have no reason and say, who is this candidate? Your CV is the first point of call. Nobody knows you in any organization, but guess what? It's what you have written in your CV. Take your time to, in fact, develop that craft, write it well, and sell yourself. That is your product. That is who you are. Once your CV gives way, it's difficult for you to even get to any organization. Some people pray for just one opportunity, true or false? Yeah. And they never get it. Some people are very good. When we see them in screening and they tell me what they've done, and I say, what you are saying is different from the person on this CV. You might not have the opportunity of being called to even defend yourself. But your CV is the first thing I take a look at and I say, let's invite this candidate. You should let the panelists look at you, look at your CV and say, please, when is this candidate coming? We have some candidates that they will tell us, I'm out of Lagos for 2 weeks, and the client will say, we would wait. Be that candidate. So, let's get started. Interview skills. That is the major gap that we've seen today. That we don't have people to employ in Nigeria, I don't agree. We have lots of good hands. We've got intelligent people, just that they're a little bit distracted. So with little information and this type of campaign, we hope to get it right. So the first thing is, you are invited for that interview. You as a person, what are the things you need to do first? We're going to talk about removing anxiety. For some people, you know, the excitement that I've finally been called for an interview. Some people live in that phase and they never get out of the phase and feel, oh, the job is already theirs. Secondly, how do we learn to reduce nervousness? Yes, fear is the greatest killer. And we're going to work on how to kill it permanently, really. The preparation, the panel itself, the interview, preparing for questions, and the closing. What are questions you need to ask? So how do you also evaluate your performance? So the first one is, how do you remove anxiety? Yes, I've been called for that interview. Did you hear clearly? Was it by email? Was it by SMS? Was it by phone call? You need to listen attentively. Then as professionals, let us learn how to pick our calls like professionals. Interview starts right from the phone call. Hello?
Hi.
Who be that? Oyedeku? That's for someone they wanted to hire as a customer service. Onyeneku was the first thing that came out of your mind. Especially when you see it's a strange number. It's better you act formal, then your friends laugh at you and say, am I the one you are speaking to that you're, sister, I'm looking for a job, anybody can call me. And I need to start to act the part. You understand? Act the part. You get used to it. Hello, good morning. And your friend goes, that rate is me, okay. it is you. And the person goes, what was wrong? I said, don't worry, I was expecting a phone call. The person doesn't need to know if it's an official phone call, but you're expecting a phone call. So start to act the part. Oh, good morning, good morning. Am I speaking to? Oh, yes. You have been invited. My name is blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah company. You have been invited for 1 minute. Tell that person, get a pen and a Bible. Job title, write it down. When, date, what format? Is it an assessment? Is it oral? Is it going to be situational based? You need to ask. But many people, okay ma, and they drop. Ah, what time did she say? Hey, what time? When? That's the anxiety that's taking over you. Because all in your head is, finally they have called me. It goes beyond calling you. Are we together?
Yes.
So, the job description, the venue, the time. Did they mention a contact person? Because by the time you get to that gate, the security man doesn't know you and doesn't know who called you from HR. The security man is simply going to do his job. Oga, who you find? And then you go like, somebody called me, I'm here for an interview, you know. But when you get there, I'm here to see Nkechi. Nkechi is supposed to, you know, call me for an interview. Oh, no problem, Madam Nkechi. Then they call the person and they say, wait. So the company, if you have the opportunity of getting to the name of the company, many organizations don't even want to give their names down. Yes. Why? Because they're not sure of the people who are coming on board. They're also scared of social media. Before, one of the millennials will say, that's how I was invited to this company. They never did this back to me. Many organizations are trying to, you know. So if you have the opportunity, please, can you tell me the name of the company? If they do, Google is your friend, it's not your enemy. Put the name of the company there. It will tell you the products they sell, what you do, what they do, where they're situated. Is it a global company? Or are they trying to, you know, it's local for now, and the next 5 years, it's there on their website. Do your little research. Why you need to do the research is, you need to know that's your job, how it's going to, you know, your job aligns with that organization. Your role, the role you will play. Is it a support function? Is it a core of their business? There are lots of things you don't know about jobs. That organization, what I do presently, is my job a core function. That in the next 5 years, job security is still a bit, you know, sure. But if it's a support function, then you start to map out how many years do you want to spend in any organization, and I think that is what we should start to do now. We just go to the organization like we're going to die there. Jobs are evolving, right? Yeah. So are you. Why are you going to that organization? What do you intend to achieve in that organization? How many years do you think will take you to achieve those objectives? What do I want to learn? When I'm leaving, what would I say? Oh, I worked in that organization, this, and this, I did. Okay? So, get everything laid out the night before. For me, the interview starts from the day that phone call has come in. My husband knows. The mirror in our house is my panel. I bring out 3 sets of clothes. I have those 3 clothes. I don't touch them for anything. It is for interviews. It is for launching. Don't mix it up with your normal regular clothes. Because there are some interviews that they call you a day before. True or false? Yeah. So when would you have the opportunity of washing one shirt? And that's when, you know, our energy, our power will decide to work. And then you are already under pressure. So you have those clothes. I don't touch them. I call them interview, launching, and one more aspect. Because we add weight almost every day. You'll be amazed at when you put on one, this one is looking funny today. And then you start to sweat. Hey, I don't have this, I don't have that. That has started defeating you before you go for the interview. So a night before, like I said, put out your clothes. Copies of your CV. Go through your CV again. Some people still carry CV of 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Are you telling me you've not added anything to yourself in 6 months? I interview people. I've been out of school for how many? What have you been doing? I've been looking for a job, ma'am, for 3 years. So you mean you are sitting at home? You are looking for a job? Yeah. Nothing. There are no little projects that you can ask someone, Egbo, is there anything you are doing? Send me on that errand. You know why? It's on those special projects you learn very many things that your job function in that office would never teach you. Yeah. You would never come across them. You understand me? Get busy. Do something. Let's start to shift our focus away from money. It is this money that will chase. This same money you will not see, and this same money will not allow you to get your vision right. When they call you for something, how much? How much? You have turned the person down. Why not even get there first? By the time the person sees how committed you are, by the time you start to chip in, bros, there's no transport tomorrow. Don't worry, I will give you. Because the person has seen value. But here, you're sitting in your house, and you're already saying how much? Nothing goes for nothing. The person will just say, don't worry, I'll call you back. And you call someone else. And guess what? That's where we are now. Many organizations are complaining that they don't want to hire the millennials now. Entry level. Before entry level application, you know, every year, every set. But now, they will tell you, let them come in as interns. Gone are the days, like I said, I started off with Mavi speaking. Many organizations don't have the patience to start teaching you Microsoft Word. This is how to type. You need to have had it before coming on board now. Excel, PowerPoint, these are the basics. People will tell me they know it. I interviewed a sales guy and I said, that's our laptop. In 5 slides, sell yourself. Who are you to this panel? And he kept on. The laptop is... You have a problem with the laptop, please bring another laptop. And then when he realized that it was not the laptop, he put on the icon. It loaded Microsoft PowerPoint. Where will he start from? Madam, it's like it's been a long time that I've done it. A salesperson, it's been a long time. You have done PowerPoint. What have you been selling to some organizations? Or is this Google that is selling? I need to know what products he's been selling. So meaning when you go to your clients, you know, who does the canvassing and talking out? Nobody. And you call yourself a salesperson. Then you are not at the top of your job. So, like I said, a reminder sheet. Do you have a checklist of everything you need to take? Some organizations will say, come in with your credentials, right? Do you have copies of them? Do you have that pack? And you call it your interview pack. It is there in your house. You don't need to be looking for where is your BSc anymore a night before. Oh, business center did not open, so that's why you did not do photocopy. Have that transparent. They sell it in the traffic. Is it not 20 naira or 50 naira? That transparent one. Have it. Call it your interview pack. Have everything you need to. Your clothes, you know it's already on the wall. It's looking at you. Then what you do next is, now bring out the job description. Now start to write your career story. You know that question, that's the first and the most important question. And for me, that's the best question of all. May we know you? Don't ask me that question, no. I've finished my interview. I'm always delighted with that question. Why? Because a day before, I'm going to write that career story. So when I tell that story there, they're all going to be nodding. I am going to take charge of my interview. What many people fail to do is taking charge of that interview. And I will tell you how you can do that today. So, have someone drill you. My husband is Mr. Driller. In fact, he pays attention to some things that even for me, I'll say, they will not ask me that one. You say, no, can you answer it? And I go over it again and over. And then make sure you have mirror. We all have mirror in the front of the house. That's your first panel. Stand in front of the mirror. Wear the clothes. Act the part. Look at yourself. There's a way you do your hands. Even you tell yourself, I shouldn't do my hand this way. It's getting too much. Bunmi, keep it this way. Smile this way. You're looking at the mirror. It's telling you who you are. Are we together?
Yes.
So, think about past problems. Like I said, that's my career story. And I'll do a reflect. This new role, what have I done in the past? Achievements, projects have been part of. Skills that I learned along the way. Those skills that they wrote in the JD, are we aligned together? I start to talk about those skills that they put, they write requirements, skills you should have. I start to pick on those skills in my own career story, how I got to learn them along the way. I won't just say, yes, I have presentation skills. No, I will talk about things I did, where I used the presentation skills. So you've got no way of saying, no, she never did it. I have convinced you already. So, think about problems which you have encountered. Select one of them. Some of following worries you because it might arise again. What is that thing that you did in the past? Yes, you've learned from the mistake. But if it comes up again, how do you go over it? Some people have lost their jobs. They don't know how to coin it. Some people have been fired outright. Some people had issues maybe with their bosses and they never left, they didn't go out of that office in agreement. I can decide to resign, but I can speak to my boss while going. You don't burn bridges. You understand me? Yeah. So those things, many candidates, by the time they ask you, so why did you leave that organization? It was downsizing and I was asked to go. You're saying it like it's no fault of yours. And definitely, I'm sure your organization was not happy letting you go too. You understand me? So, but there's a way you bridge the gap. We had few challenges in our organization. Some people were asked to go. I was part of it, but immediately I left, I volunteered to join so and so. I've been able to do this. And the person goes like, you didn't take it like, it was so bad. For you, it was an opportunity to learn something new that job wouldn't have afforded you to do. Are we together now?
Yes.
So, you're also going to do a question that you might have difficulty in dealing with the subject matter. Many people ask me, Madam, weaknesses. What should I say? Weaknesses. Have you thought of your weakness before? Everyone has one. Everyone has a weakness. But what do you do with your weakness? You can't keep running away from it because they will surely ask you again. And when they ask you, that's where some people get destabilized. That's when the interview has finished for some people. Like, this lady, she's the one that they sent to me from my village. Why must she ask me this question? You knew that question was coming. It was something you never answered. Try to answer it. Try to have an answer around it. So to you, that's closure. It adds to your confidence. So, let's go through the first one. Reducing nervousness. Research your function. what did the company write that you'll be doing? Out of 6 things, you can only do 2. The remaining 4, what do you think should happen to you? Start to do your research. Some organization label some job function. Their job title is different from what they call it in your former organization, but it's the same thing you are doing. So go back and check. So this is what this thing means. Can you imagine? Big grammar. Go and research. Oh, I don't know about it, but let me see what I can quickly read about it. So when you are asked, you tell them, yes, you've read about it, you know you can do this, but I don't have the experience yet. But you're interested in knowing that because you know the benefit. Guess what? You're going to sell the benefit of that thing that you don't know. And that's why you are interested. And then people go like, this person is really interested in this role. So, research the company. I've talked about it before. The company you're going to work for. What do they do? Prepare for the interview. For me, prepare for the interview is like, that's my career story. What do you do? Who are you? What have you done in the past? Why do you think they should take you? So, you start your story. You are a graduate of this. Please don't go with telling them my name is Bunmi Teru. I'm from Ekiti State. Who cares? Please keep that story. When you get to your family, when you're having family meeting, you can tell them, not in that organization. You understand? That's what people do. I'm from a family of 4. I'm the second born. The first few seconds of an interview, this is what you tell me. I'm married. I have 2 children. 1 boy and 1 girl. Really? So that's why they're going to pay you a salary. Don't turn the panelists off. I can tell you the first 10 seconds, some people are already out. Like, who be this? They'll be buzzing the HR. Where did you get this person from? So, like I said, start your career story. You are a graduate of this. You have an MBA in this. In this time, you started your career doing this. I learned this. I moved to this company for my NYSC. I worked under this manager in this department where we learned 1, 2, 3, 4. From there, you have started speaking on their job description. I hope you know. You are going to cover the entire job description in your career story. So don't allow them to be asking you. You are the one telling them the story now. This is who I am. When you finish, you had the opportunity of writing this exam. 1, 2, 3. After which you left that organization, you got employed in company XYZ, and you worked in this function. You did what again? 1, 2, 3, 4. When you had the opportunity of being involved in, I learned how to do this. I learned how to facilitate training. I learned how to do this. They might be away from your core function, but guess what? You're telling your panelists that you're one person that you think out of the box. Once an opportunity is available to you, you make use of it. I don't just sit and say, oh, Bunmi, you only hired as a project manager, and I sit and only deliver projects. No. For me, I can't even sit. I'm asking one question. Is there no cross-functional process improvement committee happening? They say, and there is one. I say, let me go and meet them. Can I join, please? Or let me be taking your minutes of the meeting. Why? Because I want to know what is happening there. I want to learn. Why is it that they called those people I was not called? What are they really doing? It's the same organization we are working for now. And it's not a secretive project. Because I've worked in projects where, there are some projects that we call it some names, coded. You might not know. Project Stone, One. Those are product launches because of, your competition must not know. So the few of us on such projects. But when it's a project that is open and people are, can I take minutes of, people say, You want to take minutes for us? Thank you. As I'm taking the minutes, I know what's happening. I'm the one controlling everything. I'm the one saying the action point is on one person. Bayo, remember that you're supposed to give us a report. Bayo, where is the report? When Bayo sends the report, I'll read the report. So this is how to write strategy reports. That's how I learned many things. But if I sat down saying, I'm just a project manager, I wouldn't have learned those things. Are we together? Yes. So like I said, that's career story. This project you have done, this you help them to do this, you learn this, and we deliver the project. The project helps the organization to do what? Meaning for every job you do, you align it with a value to your organization. Everybody wants to hear that. Because it's only that value that translates to what? Revenue for your organization. So the person looks at you to say, wow, this person is not just going to act in this capacity. We can actually use this person for some other, and then finally they're looking at themselves, are you thinking what I'm thinking? You know that process improvement project, this person can come in handy again. They've gone beyond the panel. To them, they've taken you.